Hello and welcome to Fibonacci Forecasting. My name is J.R. Fibonacci, and there are three brief segments here. One on the basic principles, a second one on clear distinctions within the realm of predictions, forecasting, and then specifically Fibonacci forecasting, and finally the specific benefits available to this material. So you might select to jump ahead. I'll separate these three in case you prefer to do that. The five basic principles first. These are very short, at least in the first few. Number one, that life changes. Some things, at least, in life change. In fact, many things. Like day changes into night, or summer changes into autumn. Second, the changes of life tend to repeat, like day, then night, then day again, then night again. We could call that a pattern. So, third, the repeating changes of life tend to organize into recognizable patterns. We can name patterns of recognizable orders in which the repeating changes of life apparently are organized. Like the cycles of day and night not only repeat, but they vary or adjust according to the seasons. So there's changes within changes within the changes. Typical temperatures at midday and at midnight vary predictably across the seasons in each particular location, like from midnight and midday in summertime to midnight and midday in the middle of winter. So another thing that could change would be the exact length of daytime in each particular location, which increases and then decreases across the annual seasons. Days get longer, then they get shorter, then they get longer, they get shorter. And I say days get longer. You could think of it as nights getting longer or shorter. Either way. Changes within changes. Fourth, the recognizable patterns of the repeating changes of life tend to manifest at multiple levels of scale or scope: microscopic, macroscopic, and telescopic, and so on. An example of this would be the predictable fluctuations of temperatures between day and night. Right? Day is warmer than night. And then between summer and winter, summer is warmer than winter. And then between cyclic periods of global warming, and then ice age, and then global warming again, etc. So you have fluctuations back and forth, and back and forth, back and forth. Some very short, like a day. Some quite a bit longer, like annual seasons of the year. And some extremely long, such as ice ages and warming around the globe, and ice ages and global warming, and global cooling in an ice age, and so on. So, those are the first four. There's just one more, number five. Fifth one. Understanding the way that life tends to repeat changes in recognizable patterns at multiple levels of scale is not only measurable, but can be practically valuable. Such an understanding allows for an increased accuracy in predicting or forecasting emerging changes at one level of scale, say a large level, by measuring changes observable at another level of scale, such as a very small level. A very small change on a very small level could be the beginning of a big, long change. For instance, if there's a change in functionality on the cellular level, this can predict, or perhaps it would be more accurate to say this can produce, a change and functionality on an intermediate level, like of a particular organ or of an entire digestive system or the central nervous system. And just as the change in the cell can predict a change in the organ, the changes in the organ or systemic level can predict or even produce a change in the functionality of the entire organism, whether an increase in functionality or a decrease in functionality. Further, patterns of change in the functionality of individual organisms can predict or even produce changes in the functionality of networks, of families, or other organizations, then of extended communities, then of entire industries, then of entire economies, ecosystems, biosystems, and so on. Those are the 5 principles. So again, things change, but they change in certain ways, certain patterns of change. And understanding those patterns of change can be practically valuable in predicting what is emerging. When we say predicting or forecasting, what we actually mean is noticing the change early in the change. Next, I'll go on to clear distinctions and specific benefits, but in a separate segment.